Hello and good afternoon to everyone. I would like to welcome those new employees that have just been hired to work for MG Income Tax. My name is Janet Hernandez and I am the head of the audit department. I have been doing this for about 4 years and it's one of the most rewarding jobs that I've ever had. So today I will be talking to you guys about responding to IRS notifications. It's important to make sure that we go through this process and that you guys are able to understand and know what to do when notifications arrive at the office. So after this presentation, you will be able to respond to any IRS notification within a reasonable amount of time. The reason why this topic is important is because it will benefit both the customer as well as the company. And it will help us ensure that we're providing quality customer service to each and every one of our clients. So in doing so with responding to IRS notifications, it requires 5 main steps. The first step is to analyze the client's files. The second step is to analyze the notification. The third step is to notify the client. Fourth step is to request additional documentation. The fifth step is to mail the response to the IRS. So let's begin with the first step, which is to analyze the client's file. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you look for the client's file, the folder with their first and last name. So when you find the client's file, you want to make sure that you go through the whole file, that you read all the pages, and that you make sure that you haven't missed any post-it or any note that's within the file. Also, if you want to look on the database, you can find the clients in the database, which is divided by the tax year. So if you want to go ahead and look for the client in the database, you can do so as well. Or you can also look on the IRS website, which is www.irs.gov. And you can look on this website to see if the client is under any audit process or if the refund is just being held for several days for delays that they may have. The second step is to analyze the notification. When analyzing the notification, you want to make sure that you're reading the entire packet that's coming within this notification. Sometimes it can be 1 letter, sometimes it could be 10 pages. So you want to make sure that you're reading each and every document that's within this notice. If needed, you can also take notes and make sure you have a deep understanding of the notification. You can also turn to the IRS website for any questions that you may have. And the actual website states, when you go to the website, to the IRS website, it states on there that they have a search function, which helps provide basic and advanced search capabilities for forms and other published materials. So this is directly from the IRS website, which helps you. You can type in the search engine bar, you can type in the name of the form, which is stated also on the notice, and then it will give you some links to the form, to the letter, as well as to some instructions that may help you when filling out any paperwork that they're requesting, or to let you know why the notice was sent to this client. If for whatever reason you have additional questions, you can also contact the IRS directly. You can contact them through email or through the phone, whichever works best for you. So the third step is to notify the client. When notifying the client, you want to look on the database for any contact information. Sometimes we note the account stating that the client has requested to call after 3 p.m. or after 4 p.m. or before 12. So we want to make sure that we're calling them within the time that they gave us. Then once you call the client, you can call the client, which is one of the most common forms of contacting the client. If for whatever reason we don't have a working number, then you can also send out a letter. Make sure you do it by express mail. Send out a letter to the client informing them that we need them to contact our office because they received a notification from the IRS. And make sure that you keep contact with the client continuously through the process of resolving whatever matter the client is in. Also, make sure that you note the account every time you contact the client so that you have proof of when you have spoken to them or what the conversation was about. Okay? So the fourth step is to request additional documentation. When requesting additional documentation, it's not always needed. Sometimes it's just a matter of filling out a form and sending it in. But sometimes the IRS requests that either us or the client contacts the employer to fill out a letter or to actually do a letter. So we want to make sure that we're giving the employer enough time to fill out any paperwork that the IRS is requesting. And we also want to make sure that we have permission from the customer in case they want us to contact the company instead of them contacting their employer. The fifth and final step is to mail out the response to the IRS. When we're mailing out the responses to the IRS, we want to make sure that we're sending any documentation, any response with certified mail. When we're doing certified mail, the post office will give you a receipt. This receipt will be posted on the client's file. So we want to make sure that they're receiving the information as well as that we have proof that they've received the information that was issued out to them. So we want to make a copy of the receipt and post it on the file, as I mentioned before. And also make sure that we contact the client once we have mailed out the information and give them a copy of the certified receipt as well. So I just want to talk to you guys briefly about the importance of this subject. Claudia Hill, which is a writer for Forbes, wrote on one of her articles, she wrote, "One of the more prominent lines on page 1 of this notice is proposed balance due." So it's a quote in quotation marks. While it says proposed for at least 30 to 60 days, if the IRS doesn't hear from you contesting the proposal, it will automatically become an actual tax assessment and the IRS will attempt to collect it. So, that just goes to show you how important it is that we make sure that we're sending out any responses within the time that they're giving us, or else it can cause the client a balance that will be due. So we want to make sure that we're doing this within a timely manner. Okay, so let's just go ahead and review the 5 major steps. The first step is to analyze the client's file. The second step is to analyze the notification. The third step is to notify the client. Fourth step is to request additional documentation that may be needed. And the fifth and final step is to mail the response to the IRS. This will help us provide quality customer service to each and every one of our clients. So I want to go ahead and open up for any questions that you guys may have or any comments. And thank you for attending this discussion.